couple of Oklahoma gardenings, we've been doing a lot of pruning and consequently ended up with a big brush pile. And I asked Steve Owens, our studio grounds manager, to try to think of something decorative to do with that. And boy, has he come up with a great idea. Take a look at this little fence. It's nice and sturdy. It has a beautiful woven pattern and it looks really neat along the edge of our garden. Steve's going to show us how he does this and give us some tips on how you can do it in your own backyard. Well, Steve, looks like these are from mulberry tree. We're doing some pruning.
That's right, Sue. These are mulberry bows on this wattle fence here. These bows are about 5 feet long. Okay. 4 or 5 feet long. And I got this idea when I was at the Chelsea Flower Show last spring. And they had it around some roses, and it looked like the roses were in a large basket. I thought it looked really neat, and I thought I would try it here at home. Yeah. And I made these bows, and first we'll start with these, and the ground needs to be sort of compacted and not really loose, and it also needs to be moist, so these will slip right down in there.
So you have to just shove them way down in there. I can see how you want them down there pretty securely so they don't poke up and pop somebody in the eye.
That's right.
Now this is your measure right here?
This is the measuring stick.
Okay.
And just get this other end in the ground.
Okay.
Again, I want that deep. Okay, and they need to be touching a little bit. That would be good, just to make the fence more sturdy.
Now I can see you have a pattern here of one on the outside, one on the inside, and sort of alternating.
That's right. Okay. I divided the area into 3 spaces, and then I set my measuring stick on this side. Okay. And that way the alternating pattern will be front and back, and you'll have equal distance between the bases of your bows. Okay. And that'll be very important for when you weave the vines through here. It'll make a very uniform pattern. Okay. I'll just stick this one in again.
Well, one point we want to make also is notice how easily these are bending for Steve. This is late winter, early spring. The sap is starting to rise in these. They're breaking dormancy, and so they're going to be very pliable. This is the perfect time of year to do a design like this in your garden. And this is really, it's very sturdy too, isn't it, Steve?
That's right.
Okay. All right, I can see how you have it in thirds.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, when it comes to the vines, okay, we'll start that in, and if you just weave that just like you were doing a basket, front and back.
Okay, and you start here?
Yes.
All right, and looks like you've trimmed away a lot of the material on this grapevine so it will glide through easily too.
Yeah, that's right. When I was first doing this, I was having a lot of problems with the little branches snagging on these bows.
And one point Steve made a few minutes ago before we started taping is that with grapevines, they don't have to be alive for you to use them for this purpose. So if you have some that have died back from winter kill, that you could certainly use them this way. Okay, so that would get...
Okay, we would continue on through here.
Right, this just gives folks an idea of how to go about it, right?
And then you would come back with another one on the top of that one and just do the opposite, just like you would weave a basket.
Okay, I'm starting from the back and going out to the front. Front and back, front and back.
And the dead vines, again, will work. They'll break a little easier, but with a little patience, you can just work those right through as well.
Okay. This is also something that we've seen at some living history museums where people have built wattle fences, which is what these are called. That's spelled W-A-T-T-L-E, and they built them to keep animals out. Usually they're quite a bit larger and more elaborate than this, but this does give you a really neat pattern. Let's do one more, Steve, just to give them kind of a little more visual idea of what this is going to end up looking like. Start this one at the back, go to the front.
Once these vines are all the way through here, it'll make the fence more sturdy, and there'll be less of a chance of the bows popping out of the ground.
Okay. Oh, and also, once you get to, if this were your last bow and say you're finishing up your pattern, what can folks do to kind of stabilize that?
Okay, to make the pattern look uniform, what I've done here is I found this curved stick, and I'm just going to use it as a partial bow, if you will, and I'll just stick this in the ground. And trim off the end.
Okay, so that would give you a nice finished look on the end. Well, this is really nice, Steve. I can't wait to see it as it curves on around our Bradford pear. And if you're looking for something to do with all the brush you have in the landscape, and if you want a unifying element that gives you a sense of pattern, try making a wattle fence. It's a lot of fun and makes you feel like you're doing something for the environment other than tying up your brush and putting it out at the curb. It's a great idea, Steve. Thanks.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.